As Donald Trump's Ukraine envoy, Kellogg, has arrived in the last hour or so in Kyiv. A short while ago, I spoke to our correspondent there, Gulliver Cragg.
Kellogg, upon arriving, said that his mission here was to listen and to make sure that the Americans understand, I think, the Ukrainians' position was the implication, and the situation in general. And I think if he's really going to listen, then what he's going to be hearing is that the Ukrainians are extremely unhappy with the way that the Trump administration has been proceeding, holding talks with the Russians without then making huge concessions to the Russians, without really negotiations having properly started in terms of Ukraine not joining NATO, American boots not on the ground, no return to 2014 borders, no getting back its territory for Ukraine. I mean, it looks pretty terrible from the Ukrainian perspective. Kellogg has been saying much more reasonable things. He even said we're prepared to provide what's needed, and things that the Ukrainians would be very pleased to hear if they were able to take them seriously, but it's hard to take them seriously given what Donald Trump has been saying and the way that Kellogg seems in recent days to have been sidelined. He wasn't at those talks with the Russians in Saudi Arabia. So the Ukrainians will be, I suppose, sending a message via Kellogg back to the Trump administration to basically say, look, you do not understand, especially not considering that Trump has been saying that he believes that Putin is ready to end the war, wants to end the war. This is in direct contradiction with what US intelligence has been saying. They believe that Vladimir Putin does not have any intention of ending the war anytime soon because he believes he's winning. Perhaps he might be willing to end it soon if he gets a huge prize, which could be the ouster of Volodymyr Zelensky. It seemed from what Donald Trump was saying last night that the Americans are actually also in favor of getting rid of the Ukrainian president by claiming he's got a far lower popularity rating than he actually has, and that elections are necessary, that there's a demand for those elections in Ukraine. That's simply not true. Zelensky is much less popular than he was, but his rating is still at 42%, and the vast majority of Ukrainians are against holding elections at this time.
Cragg, our correspondent, talking a short while ago from Kyiv.